Guys, it is a monster down here. I'm sure you can tell how much the wind has picked up since the last time we talked, but you can see that it's starting to do damage. Look at the by the sea condos. Part of the outside part of the building has been blown off by wind. You see all the pieces left here on the grass. This is not from a tornado. This is strictly from wind. I am right across the street from the seawall, and I can't see a thing. When you look out there, it's just gray clouds. There's debris flying around. We have not heard of any tornadoes. I did call the condos. They said they did not think one hit down here, but I've never seen wind quite like this. You know what, guys? We are experiencing one of those bands again. Now, if you've been watching us all morning and we refer to the bands that are passing through, this is it. I mean, just a minute ago, I was joining you and it was, for the most part, clear. Now we've got a big wave of high winds and rain coming through here. And this is what Galveston has been dealing with all morning long. Since the early morning hours out at the seawall, the wind is a lot more obvious. I mean, those gusts will really knock you off your feet. And since there is water now, it's certainly a hazardous conditions to be driving in. Now, I did just talk to the city of Galveston, and you can see down there past this truck. Obviously this truck has gone around the barricade. There are barricades down there trying to block off the street, and they told me that they're putting the barricades up on these impassable streets because there are businesses and residents down here, and they're saying that the wake from the cars is what's going to push the water into buildings, and that's what would be really damaging here. So they are not closing roads, they're only barricading the roads that are impassable. But I've got to just tell you, it's been a wild morning. This is the most flooding that we've seen. It makes sense. This is a lower part of the island. You can hear that thunder, right? So this is a lower part of the island, but the biggest talking point I will leave you with today is that the wind has just been outrageous. I had a windbreaker in the car earlier. We opened up the doors and it just got sucked out of our truck. So that's how strong the winds have been. You saw on my Facebook and earlier on this broadcast, there was a side of a condo building that was just ripped off because of the wind. It has just been a wild ride for Galveston, and we know that they're going to get a lot more of this before it's over. Reporting live in Galveston, I'm Haley Hernandez, KPRC Channel 2 News. I was just talking to you. You say you work around here and you've seen it look like this before?
Yeah, right now it just looks like a bad rainstorm. I mean, it's not even covered the Esplanade yet, so I've seen it worse and not that long ago.
Were you here for Ike?
I lived in Galveston during Ike, but I actually evacuated for that one. Yeah. At that point, the water would have been over our heads right here.
Absolutely. So where does it normally get during a bad storm?
A bad storm, it gets a little bit over where we are right now. I mean, I've seen it cover the grass right there before, but not much past that.
Well, it's heading in that direction,
yes,
I think.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, because when I was driving down Harborside, a lot of the points that typically do flood, not quite underwater yet, but this is, and you said that this, you've seen.
This floods if somebody spills a drink on it. So right now it's pretty typical, and hopefully it stays like that.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, guys, I was here a few weeks ago when I did see Harborside flood. I have not seen the Strand look like this, but I do believe her because we are certainly on a lower point on the island. Xavier, were you able to see that car down there a minute ago? Xavier's my photographer. He's zooming in on it. We see one that's flooded there. I see them trying to block off the roads from the other side, but the side that I'm on at Harborside and Rosenberg, it is open. So hopefully nobody's trying to drive down this way because I imagine it's going to be closed for a long time and it's going to get a little more flooded than it is right now. Reporting live, Haley Hernandez, KPRC, Channel 2 News. I'm going to step out of the way so you guys see it one more time. Guys, I mean, we're reaching capacity. You know where Bill Spencer was earlier at Tidwell? Well, that's where the families like this are coming in. I mean, they're coming in right now. As soon as they get there, as soon as they get here, Red Cross is changing them into dry clothes. Are these your children?
No.
Where did you guys live?
Seeking and Tidwell,
and did you have to be rescued? Tell me your story.
Yeah, we had to be rescued because the water was already getting to the house. We had to move 3 times from the our house was already flooded all the way to the top.
From the lower level of the house, you had to keep climbing higher and higher.
We got out of there, we went to another neighborhood, which was a little higher. So the water started getting into that one too. So, and then we moved to another house, which was more higher. But once we were out there, we realized that it was going to get worse. It was going to start raining. So we just decided to call and pick us up.
So we're trying to explain to people how badly we need dry clothes donations here. I mean, did your little girls get clothes as soon as they got here? Here, can I see your picture? Hi, sweet girl. Hi. So these are different clothes than what you came in, huh?
Yeah, we got dry clothes now.
You have dry clothes now?
Yes.
All of you?
Yeah, all of them.
Okay. Okay, I just want our viewers to know that because I want them to see how urgent this is, that as soon as a rescue truck comes in, you guys immediately get into dry clothes. That's for your health and well-being right now.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, we need to get out there because it's bad out there. There's still people out there. We actually, three families stay behind because they didn't want to live in the house where we were at.
Uh-huh.
So they're still, I told them to get out of there because it's getting bad around there.
Yeah.
They didn't want to come with us.
Here, sweet girl, come here. You want to put some clothes on? Let's get her some pajamas on. I'm so sorry. Is this her mom?
My sister.
Oh, hi. Guys, so we're showing you this just to show you just how urgent this is, that we need clothes, blankets, towels, bottled water. These are things that these people need as soon as they arrive here. There's also some other requests for nurses and social workers. We have people coming here with mental health disorders, and they're not sure. These people are coming in with high anxiety. They're coming in alone, so we really need some help as far as volunteers go too to get down here. Another thing that I want to bring your attention to, if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see a picture of a little boy. The police believe that he probably got separated from his parents once he got in here, but we have not been able to locate his parents. So if you want to take a look at that picture on my Facebook, would love to know if you know who he is and if you can help us reconnect those families. Because as you see, they come in here, they get new clothes, and then they go off to rooms where they can either watch some television, eat something, get some other clothes, or go to sleep. And there's close to 9,000 people here, so it's going to be easy to get separated. So we're hoping for the best outcome in that situation. For now, I'm reporting live at the George R. Brown Convention Center. I'm Haley Hernandez, KPRC, Channel 2 News. Now, overnight, the need has gotten pretty urgent for your donations and for your volunteer work, especially if there are any nurses or social workers listening to me. We need you down here as soon as you can, as safely as you can. And as far as donations go, look at what's happening right now. People are coming in and they're immediately being greeted by emergency workers and Red Cross workers and getting into warm, dry clothes because where they're coming from, they've been standing in the rain for a long time. Sir, where were you at?
Northeast side.
The northeast side, and how long were you outside? You look pretty cold.
For about like hour and a half.
Waiting to be rescued?
They came like within 2 hours. We was outside like an hour and a half.
Okay. I'm gonna let you get dressed. I'm gonna get away while they can help you out. But yeah, I mean, he said only 2 hours. That's pretty much how long people are having to wait. We see more people coming in, so I'll let them get in here and get some clothes on. Looks like that guy was just outside. See, a lot of times what's happening is the buses are pulling up and they're only bringing them in small groups at a time sometimes because they have to get through the security area first. They are patting them down and searching any bags because they're trying to make sure that nobody's bringing any weapons in or anything like that. Now, if you're listening to me right now and you're concerned about a relative, you're wondering if your relative got out of their house safely, a lot of you are reaching out to me, begging me to find out if your relative is here. They cannot give me any names specifically, but what you can do is you can go to safeandwell.org. I've just posted that on my Facebook page. It's safeandwell.org. Verizon Wireless is here now helping people to register on there. You can leave a relative a message for when they register, or you can see if they have already registered. Again, I put that website up on my Facebook page right now, and ironically, you know, some people have been watching our broadcast and they've seen their relatives on here, so I know that's why you're so desperately reaching out to me, and I feel your pain, I really do, but the only thing we can hope for is that they're getting here and that they are getting registered. We heard that AT&T is also coming later today to help people register. Again, there's close to 9,000 people here, so it's a pretty daunting task to try and get these people registered and clothed and all of these needs getting met. Medical needs, food needs. Ma'am, where did you come from?
I'm bad. I can see. My eyesight is not good.
Where did you come from? What part of town?
Better Forest.
We're gonna get you some socks, okay?
All right, guys. I'm gonna let her go. She seems to be in a little worse condition than some of these other people who are coming in. Let me go over some of the things that they do need. We need blankets and towels, and I think it's pretty obvious why. The people that you're looking at right now, as soon as they get in here, they need blankets and towels, and what the medical staff is telling me is that it is pretty critical that they get warmed up right away. We don't want any hypothermia or any other health complications adding to what they're already dealing with. That could really be a problem considering the thousands of people that are now taking shelter here. As you heard me mention earlier, we need nurses. Nurses, if you have a pulse oximeter, please bring one. If you have gloves, if you have small cups that you can dispense water and pills in, those are the things we need. If you are a nurse and you can safely get down here, please bring your work badge or certification. We do need help. Social workers, the nurses and medical staff here are not trained to deal with behavioral health. We need social workers, mental health professionals to, if you can safely get down here, to come. There are people arriving who are alone and scared with dementia, schizophrenia, Down syndrome, Alzheimer's. We need help with these people because they do not have a medical need, they have a mental health need, and there's not people here to deal with that. The donations, one more time, small cups for dispensing water and medicine, towels, blankets. We still need clothing. It was overwhelming and wonderful to see how much clothing poured in once daylight hit yesterday. We had diapers and baby clothes and all of that, but guess what? There's thousands of people that have come in since then, and it's all almost, you know, it's all been gone through already. There's still donations here, don't get me wrong, but we're going to need more, and there's going to be more people taking shelter here. Don't forget socks and underwear. People have been standing out sometimes without shoes on, and they really need socks. If you happen to have a wheelchair, the medical staff is also saying that they could use some wheelchairs that would help out. If you want to come, you're going to come right in through those doors with everybody else. This is directly across the street from the Hilton downtown. This is Hall E as in Edward at the George R. Brown Convention Center. You come right in through the front door like everybody else. You're gonna have to go through the security check, and you ask to check in with the Red Cross. When you get here, you want to check in with the Red Cross, and I'm telling you, the medical staff could easily put you right to work if you have any knowledge in the medical field, and any of those donations. They'll let you know where they go right away. But we know that it's going to be another difficult day for people to get here. So we want you to get here safely, obviously. And, you know, as Owen was kind of mentioning earlier, if you want to hold on to those donations because you can't get here, we're going to need them for a long time, guys. We're back to you in the studio, reporting live at George R. Brown Convention Center. I'm Haley Hernandez, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
I'm on medication and I took too much and then I stopped taking it.
Yeah.
And it was, I had like a, what would you call it? Some kind of like mental.
An episode?
An episode, yes, an episode.
Okay. I'm so glad that you got to safety, though.
Well, thank you.
You know, I mean, your family saw you on TV and they were worried about you. And so I was trying to look for you to tell you, hey, like, people are coming to get you. Just stay put.
Thank you.
Greg, Kara's on the phone.
Thank you. Hello, Kara. Yes. Yes, I am. Thank you.
Yeah, is she still on the phone? Hang with me. Kara, are you still on the phone? We found him. I've been looking for him all night. I'm glad to hear that you are working on a transition for some people to get into a more permanent home. But let's say today, as they're making more rescues, they're bringing more people here. I mean, it was a sad sight yesterday. People were sleeping on the floors. There were children shivering in corners. It was horrible to see. What happens if those people keep coming in and flooding the George R. Brown again?
Well, the NRG is up and functional, and I'm in regular communication with the director there.
Guys, I just caught him in the lobby, and he gave very candid answers. So we appreciate him taking time to answer those questions. As he was saying, things look good here. We are hoping that they would be able to redistribute some donations to other areas that may need it around the city. And as he was saying, it's going to be a long road of recovery. So we will need it in other areas for a long time to come. But as he mentioned, which is new information to me, that they were no longer accepting donations here at the George R. Brown. I know they're taking donations at the BBVA, but he says that that is now your main location to take donations. And I'd just like to point out again, Caesar, you might want to take a look through here, that it is a much better sight to see today. In there yesterday, there were thousands and thousands and thousands of people sitting in this room, sleeping on this floor, and today you see it cleaned up, people just going about their everyday lives in there. So I know that you guys have done a great job of coming forward and bringing donations in. They said they unloaded truckloads of cots yesterday, so it would seem, and as Tom McCaslin just said, that everyone now is sleeping comfortably as they can at the George R. Brown. Reporting live, I'm Haley Hernandez, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Our stuff is underwater. It's bad. It was
Totally submerged. Yeah. But how do you seem like you're in such good spirits? Why do you seem so happy?
I got going, baby. You know, as long as you got going on your side, it's nothing, that you can't conquer. It scared us at first, but we all prayed together, and we stayed together, as a family, instead of, separating ourselves. So that's how I got through it. With these young ladies, my young lady group, they helped me get through it.
Does it ever get to you, though? Do you ever start to feel overwhelmed?
Well, yeah, I did yesterday. I mean, it had me in tears to see so many people, because I had been in a natural disaster, but I had never been out of place. You understand what I'm saying as far as my home? But when I came here and I seen so many, I was like, oh, man, I just went into tears.
Evacuations, rescues, neighborhoods destroyed, leaving people instantly homeless.
All my furniture and all my antiques that I've collected, there's nothing there.
I basically cried from the time we was on the rescue truck, came here and was still in tears.
Even if you made it out of the storm unscathed, images from Harvey are unavoidable and will never be forgotten. Dr. Asim Shah and Sophia Banu from Baylor College of Medicine saw the trauma Houstonians were exposed to during the storm and rushed to shelters.
What we have seen so far is the acute symptoms in patients, which is anxiety, panic, depression, insomnia. But we are worried about the second wave of symptoms, which is going to be presented in the next 3-4 weeks.
He's talking about post-traumatic stress disorder. By definition, that comes weeks after an event, so look for symptoms.
Could be nightmares, which could be hypervigilance, which could be crying in the middle of the night and waking up, and those kind of traumatic events.
Other normal reactions that should not last more than a few weeks include crying, or worse, feeling bad without crying.
People who are not crying may be building up a lot of stress and pressure. So those are people I would be watching actually more carefully, because I will be worried that would they explode.
For kids, different ages will have different reactions.
Kids would regress, so they might be bedwetting, they might be more clingy, they might be more aggressive, they might be more anxious. Whereas adolescents are more detached, and some adolescents may turn to alcohol or, risky behavior.
Don't ignore the warning signs.
Getting help quick is key, but it's not convenient. Between rebuilding your home, taking care of family, and working, there's no time. However, doctors warn if you do not get help, all of those important things will suffer.
You will have sufferings at your work, at your school, at your home, everywhere.
Above all, never feel ashamed for getting help.
Seeking help is important because these things are treatable. These things you can get help.
So what is the difference in PTSD and acute stress? I explain and have a list of helpful resources on click2houston.com under the health section. Haley Hernandez, KPRC, Channel 2 News.